What's going on, Facebook?
We are here for Marriage Motivational Monday.
This is Monday. We're here to motivate you guys to continue to build a strong marriage.
Yeah, thank you for dropping by and coming on. Invite your friends and family. We just would love to have you and just to be able to encourage you tonight and speak into your life. That's our heart, to really speak into your life and help bring change to marriages and families. We hope to see you, so invite your friends and let everybody know. Come on in the group. It's good to see you. It's been a long time, so we definitely, hello everybody.
What's going on?
Yeah, we missed you guys.
Been out in the sun today, so we're a little darker than normal, but yeah. Hope you guys having a great week.
Got a good tan today.
Yeah. Hope you guys having a great week. We're excited about what the Lord is doing. We're so excited for you lending us your ears for a few moments.
Yeah.
So let's get this thing rolling. Y'all ready for a good word?
I hope so. I'm ready for a good word.
All right, today we're continuing in the topic of winning as one. Today I want to focus on honor. We want to focus on honor.
Yeah.
Honor is one of the most important character traits in a marriage, because out of honor, it produces so many other powerful things in your marriage. So today we want to focus briefly on honor and kind of share some things about honor with you guys, and hopefully you're going to implement this in your marriage and see.
Even in relationships, honor is so important.
Yeah, hopefully you can implement this in your marriage and just see just growth, continue to grow,
exactly,
and continue to blossom. So one thing about honor is when we get married, we're really not taught to honor. We're taught to go into a marriage with our own ideas about how much I should give the next individual, the next person, our spouse, you know. And the reality is, when you get married, there's a lot of understanding I feel like we lacked. You know, just looking back at our marriage, when we got married, you know, I didn't know anything about what I was going to have to give to be a great husband, to be a great father.
I didn't either.
We bumped our heads. We bumped our heads a lot. We bumped our heads a lot.
Rick.
Just growing, learning to love each other. You know, we had love for one another, but we really didn't know what honor was.
Yeah, we definitely didn't know how to honor each other.
I think that caused us not knowing how to honor and what honor really meant, and how to really honor the correct way. I felt like that caused so many problems in our marriage.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
So I was listening to one of my leaders, and he was talking about honor. This has been years ago, and he was just talking about how honor puts an individual on a pedestal higher than yourself. You literally have to esteem. When you give somebody honor, it's different levels of honor. But when we talk about honor in marriage, you know, most people are afraid to honor the next person because they feel like if they give too much, then they're going to be left vulnerable.
That's good.
And most people don't want to be vulnerable. So, you know, when I look at my wife, you know, early in marriage, I used to hold back certain things. Well, just in case she act the fool, just in case she don't do something
and vice versa.
Yeah, just in case, you know, we keep a part. We keep a part of our our
keep
emotions.
Keep a part of your heart. You don't give everything.
Exactly. So, true honor is being able to step outside of that box that we create for ourselves, what we call a safety box, and really causes one to dig deep and start honoring your spouse in a way that they deserve to be honored.
That's right. Just in case.
Yeah,
I mean, I can say we've all been there before. Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
I'm going to hold back. And I was there too. I'm going to hold back this piece because what if he stopped loving me, or what if he finds somebody else? You know, I know I'm good, and I know, you know, I'm a good looking woman. I know I have good features.
Lord.
I'm a great I have a great
Lord.
personality, but you know, in the back of your mind, you hearing what everybody else saying, oh, a man is still gonna be a man. And that's not true. You can't bring everything what other people.
Say that again.
Which
A
part?
man is gonna
Yeah,
be a
you
man.
hear
That's
so
not
much.
true.
Oh, a man is gonna be a man. If he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. First of all, you don't even have to tolerate that. But that's another teaching that we can go on. But on the other part, it's like you can't listen to what's going on in the world. You can't listen to what's going on with your friends around you, because they'll have you feeling a certain type of way in your marriage or something that haven't even happened.
Yeah.
That it haven't even happened, and you guarding yourself and protecting yourself on the just in case.
Exactly.
You know, and you don't want to live on just in case this happens. I'm gonna keep my heart to myself. He's not gonna hurt me, because you're not freely loving, and that's not, you know, freely giving, freely loving the way Christ has taught us to love.
Right.
You know, as Christians, as we supposed to be. And we're not even early in our marriage, we weren't even loving right. We weren't even loving each other right. We were loving selfishly. I was loving him according to what he gave me, and he was loving me according to what I gave him.
Right.
You know, it was living in selfishness.
Right.
Truth be told, you know.
So honor is number one. Honor is not positional. I mean, honor is not conditional. It's positional.
It's not conditional.
Honor
Yeah,
is
say
not
that.
based on do's and don'ts. Honor is you being bold enough to step out and be the one that says, regardless of how fearful I am about being hurt,
Right.
regardless of how fearful I am about being broken, I'm gonna choose to honor you to the highest extent. There's not gonna be not one other person in my life that I respect more than I respect this woman.
Yeah.
I had to learn that I can't respect my own mother more than I respect my wife. And that was tough
hard.
because
That's
it
hard.
was a challenge.
And I can't either. you
But
know?
this is stuff that we wasn't taught this stuff.
That's right.
I didn't know that when I gave when my wife left her father's last name and took on my name, that she became the most important woman in my life, and she became the most important thing in my life, separate from the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
Instantly. It's nothing else. Not my job, not my career, not my ambition to be successful, not my children. There was nothing else that was more important in my life than this woman right here when she said I do. And I didn't realize how powerful that was. And like I said, you guys may not even be on this level to make this commitment of honor, but if you
It's a process.
yeah, it's a process, but the reality is my marriage didn't begin to blossom until I really started honoring her the right way.
That's
And
good.
so if you're fearful about stepping into this level of honor where your spouse is the most important, your ladies, your pastor should not be more important than your husband.
That's right. Say that again. That's
Your pastor
good.
should not be more important than your husband.
That's right.
Ladies, men, no other woman at work relationships, people in the neighborhood, your mom
That's right.
should never be more important than your wife.
Or my family, you know, the wife family.
Yeah. And like I said, we're not expecting you guys to be there.
That's
right
right.
now. And everybody's not on that level. You know, everybody can't honor that because it's like my wife said, it's certain things that you got to fight through within yourself.
You got to go through the process.
You
It's
know.
not easy.
Yeah, insecurities. You guys may be in a place where you're still learning each other and you're not comfortable, you know, with giving that type of honor based on hurts, based on fights, based on disagreement, miscommunications. You know, we're not saying that as soon as you hear this, go do this. You
That's
might not be
right.
on that level. You might have to work on some other things first before you can get to this level. you
Like
know?
forgiveness, working on
Absolutely.
forgiveness, you know, and getting bitterness out of the relationship. So, yeah.
So like we said, marriage is not conditional, it's positional.
That's right.
When she said I do, that gave her the right to be in a position for me to honor her more than I can honor anybody else.
Yeah.
And if you won't do certain things in front of certain people, your leaders, other leaders, other people that you look up to, other people that you esteem, if you're honoring another man or another woman more than you're honoring your spouse,
your boss,
it could be anybody. If you're honoring somebody more than you're honoring your spouse,
that's right.
That means your process of becoming one and honor needs to grow a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a process. Nobody can just jump into this because there may be some other things. We had to work on some other things to get to this level.
We had to, like you're right, Keisha, we had to work on communication. We had to work on, okay, I'm not going to put my family first. Because I had a hard time with that. He had a hard time with that.
I made a mistake of moving close to her family. Listen to what I'm telling you. Her mom and dad was less than 2 miles from the first house we bought.
Too much information.
Her mom and dad was 2 miles away. Her grandma was almost 3 miles away.
Okay, that's too much information. We got to edit that out.
Yeah, but family is huge because... See, my mom is a strong woman. She raised 5 kids basically on her own.
And we love our parents. Let me just say that. We absolutely love our parents.
I love my mom. And
we love them.
My love for my mom has grown in a weird way since I've been honoring my wife the correct way.
That's so sweet.
And my wife was very jealous of my relationship with my mom because I was honestly putting my mom before my wife. And I felt like it was all right because that's the level of understanding I was in.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know any better. I didn't know that she became number 1 and my mom became number 2. You know, my children, you know, when we had our children, you know, we always sacrifice for our children, but we don't allow our children to come between us. We don't allow the way we discipline them, different ideas. We get on one page and discipline them. You know, so there won't be any friction between us.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point I would put the children first before I would put him first. And it caused some friction in our marriage, and you can't do that. You know, your marriage is first. If you guys are not together, if you guys are not loving, if you don't have peace and happiness in your home, the children are that's going to trickle down to your kids. And they're going to feel the effects of what's going on at the top. So I encourage you, please, you know, put your spouse first. And then the kids will build on whatever you have. If you have a great marriage, you may not have the best marriage right now, but work at it. You know, keep pushing forward in it. Keep using the principles that we're giving you about communication, about winning and becoming one, and continue to grow at your marriage. Continue to work at your marriage. I was saying before on some videos before, marriage is the only thing that we just do not work on. You know, we kind of go through life and then you look up one day and it's like, I don't even know you. You know, you going to work, he's going to work, and the kids, you know, in all these different activities. And before long, you don't even know each other anymore. So marriage, you definitely want to work on your marriage and put it first.
Amen.
By honoring one another.
Yes. And like I said, just through honoring is not something you do based on what somebody's doing in the relationship.
Sorry about that. Excuse me. Okay, we're back.
Yeah. So we don't honor, well, you didn't fix me no food, so I'm not going to do my part. No, honor is not conditional.
That's right.
You know, she deserves honor just by saying I do.
Yeah.
I deserve honor from her by saying I do. I deserve more honor than she gave her own father.
That's right.
And like I said, that's a growth thing.
It's growth.
It's a growth. And like I said, if I would have known that going into the marriage, our marriage would have been a whole lot better early.
Right.
You know, I'm just looking at the Bible. In the Bible days, they literally would take a whole year off and leave they would leave their city or their country or wherever they was, and just go on a 1-year honeymoon. No work. They had enough money to do it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be wonderful if everybody got married and just
worked
went on
a
1-year honeymoon and became one?
Yeah.
But they also had the knowledge of what they entered into through their covenant relationship with their spouse. and honor. And the Bible specifically says that marriage is honorable.
That's
and
right.
that God honors marriage. So yeah, this is a powerful subject. Honor is no matter what level you on, you can grow. I'm trying to figure out more ways to honor her every day.
That's right.
You know, I challenge myself. What else can I do to honor my wife more?
Yeah.
What else can I do to show her how much I really appreciate her, to show her that she's more important to me than anything in this world?
What if I had an attitude that day?
If you had an attitude that day, I will let you know about it. But I wouldn't allow that attitude to come in between the way I honor you. I'm not gonna, even if I feel like you're disrespecting me and you have an attitude or something might be going wrong, you know, my first position to you is not to lash back, it's to honor you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's so true, which he does. You know, he always we get to the root of the problem and then we pray against it.
Yeah.
You know, now we're not perfect. Things still happen, but you get to the root of the problem by honoring.
I think this is the number one most important character trait in your marriage.
Yeah.
If you can honor right, you can do anything else right.
You can love right if you honor right.
You can love right. If you can honor right, you can do
Uncle
anything else
Daryl.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so I think that you know, this is something that's challenging. It's extremely challenging because it's fearful. You know, what if that person don't honor you back the way you honor them?
That's right. Are you ready to be vulnerable and give yourself over to love and over to honor and to better your marriage, even when you don't see how it's looking? Even when it's cloudy or it doesn't look right, your marriage may not look right, or you may be going through some miscommunications, or you know, everybody done been through the storm in the marriage.
What about the conversations you got to have with the people that you've been honoring more than your spouse? Like, I remember talking to my mom and letting her know she can't say certain things, and it was a tough conversation because my mom didn't understand. And now, after years of me honoring her and us growing together, you know, my mom is like, wow, I see what you were saying now. But I just remember vividly me having to have that conversation with my mom. Like, this is my wife. You know, the words that you say to her don't just hurt her, it hurt me too. You know, this is the woman I chose.
Yeah.
You might not approve of everything that we do. You might not understand everything that we do.
Yeah. But
you're my mother, and she's number one. I remember telling my mama, she's number one now. You know, you used to be number one. You're number two. And it was a tough conversation.
Very
but
tough.
Through me choosing to honor the correct way, it not only helped my relationship with my wife, it helped my relationship with my mom, and now my wife is developing a great relationship with my mom.
Oh yeah, very close. So I mean, everything works out for our good. It's all about honor. I had to say the same thing and talk to my parents as well. So, you know, we all have to have that conversation. Yeah. And it's nothing bad. It's just they just look out for the best. They want the best for their children. Right. But we need to learn how to honor each other more than we honor anyone else. Amen. Because honor, you build on everything when you have honor. Yep. You build on love. Your communication gets better. And you're out of your feelings. When you can honor,
what about love making? That get better? That
gets so much better because you don't have all that mess in your heart, bitterness and strife. You're not thinking about, well, what if, and oh, he did this to me. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
It frees you from having an agenda in your marriage too.
Oh, that's good.
There's a lot of manipulation going on in marriages. It's a lot of conditional stuff. Well, if you do this, I'm going to do that. Or I'm going to do this just to get this out of you.
Right.
It frees you from all of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a wonderful thing when you can just wake up and receive the love that you need, receive the support that you need, without having to do manipulative things to get that. That's what honor does.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Amen.
That's a good word.
We don't want to hold you guys all night.
We thank you for joining. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Keisha, Thomas. I can't even say everybody, but thank you so much for joining us. And we just ask you to share the word. We have so much in us, but you know, we just we don't want to meet with you all night to take up all your time. But every Monday we'll be doing this and helping and teaching families and marriages. Love you, Liz. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Thank you for going to Married Forever page and liking our page and sharing it with other marriages, because you know, one thing about it, if I would have had this early in our marriage, we could have, early in our relationship, you know, because I thought a different way. I tried to have control in my marriage, you know what I'm saying? Right. And operate in a controlling spirit, you know, and that was way out of order. So we bumped heads there. I'm trying to be the head, and you know, he's really the head. So there's so many things that I wish somebody would have taught me early in our marriage, you know, to allow us to get to a point now. I thank God for the process. So thank God for the process. You're about to go through the process of becoming one in your relationship, in your marriage. Thank God for the process. God is going to process you in this process as you know, surrender to God and get rid of selfishness, which, you know, it may be hard to do. As you surrender to God, believe me, there is a reward in it. And I love being married. I love being happily married. Like,
it's wonderful. If
I would have knew this, you know, just think, like, we almost ended it. We couldn't end it because, you know we made a promise to God.
Yeah.
And that's what kept us together. Oh, I promised God. And, you know, we may not have liked each other in the beginning, but we definitely honored God and we loved each other. So in that honoring God, God fought for us.
Right.
So I do want to encourage you, even when you don't feel like you have any more fight in you, God will fight for you in your marriage, in your home. God will fight for you because he's already did it. He's already delivered you. He's already healed your marriage. And I know every time he says this that he's ending it. But God, he's already healed it. Yeah. As I always say, see your spouse as God sees them, and you can honor like God honors you. When you see him or you see her or anybody in your relationship, when you see them as God sees them, then you don't have to worry about your feelings, because you're already seeing them where they're supposed to be. You already see them operating in their calling. You're operating in your calling and what God has called you to do. So just see them as Christ sees them. You have eyes. Use your spiritual eyes and see your spouse, see your relationship as God called you to be. Just if we would have ended our relationship, not only it would have affected our children, it would have affected the community. It would have just been devastating to a lot of people, even our families, even the businesses that we had, the ministry that we've done. You know, it just would have been a domino effect. But looking at it now, God kept us together. God fought for us. And I thank God for fighting for us.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, a lot of stuff is just a lack of knowledge. Not knowing,
That's right.
Not being taught, not really having solid people in your life to, you know, really educate you. I mean, just look at how many great marriages do you know? If you look at people that you know personally, are not marriages that seem great, but people that you know that's really solid.
That's right.
That really love one another. Don't have no side stuff on the side. You know, but they really sold out to that. They really fully engaged in that marriage.
Right.
Both of them fully engaged.
Yeah.
You know, how many great marriages do you know? And like I said, most of it is just a lack of knowledge.
That's right.
You know, so that's why we're here to bless you guys.
Yeah.
We want to encourage you guys every week. Come back next Monday. Be with us at 7:30. We might try to bump the time up. We got a lot going on Mondays. My son, you can see him in the back. He just got
Say
in from
hello.
football practice.
So, you know, this is almost football season, so we're at practice every day. So we thank you guys. Pray for us. We're praying for your marriages, and we know. Hello, Will. Hi, Katika, Corvus. We are praying for your marriages. Yeah. And we know God is working on your marriages. We've had so many testimonies since we started this on how people were separated and now they're back together again, and God is working on them.
Yes, that's right.
So many other people were thinking about divorce, but now, you know, they're working together on their marriage. So keep praying for the ministry, keep praying for marriages, because to speak, you know, louder than the world is speaking on marriage. That's okay. You can go back and watch it. It's all right. We're glad to have you on. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for your time.
Share the video. Go and like our page, Hot Catrice. Married Forever. Look for it on Facebook, and share the video with your friends. And we're just, you know, we just want to be transparent. You're gonna know we're not perfect at all. You're gonna know that we're still working on it.
Hard,
you know. Set those appointments, Antoine. Call me if you got something too. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for every week joining us. We are praying for you, and God is speaking over your families. He's speaking over you, and we just thank God for you, and we love you.
Amen. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, see ya.
Peace.